Hey, and welcome back. Thank you for joining us once again here at the Loma Chronicles. Good morning. How's everybody doing, Mr. Jose?
Tired. It's Monday.
How can you be tired on Monday, dude?
It's Monday. The weekends aren't long enough.
Yeah, whatever. Well, we have Anne Marie. Good morning. Special guest here. She's she's good. She has an interesting story to tell, and all her freakiness and everything. So, how are you? There was unfortunately was another shooting again in El Paso, and I know a lot of people in El Paso. So hopefully you guys are coping good over there. So stay safe out there. All right.
A lot of crazy people.
I know. It was a Trump supporter too. Thanks
was
a lot.
Really? Was he?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's come on.
At some point, he's got to take responsibility. Somebody's got to hold him accountable. I think.
Who?
Trump.
Nah, it doesn't matter. You know what? One of my friends, he's very religious, and he's like, "Oh, he was appointed by God, right?"
Trump was appointed by God.
Right. Because he supports Israel and all that stuff. You know what? All this stuff that he's done, and he's untouchable, man. Maybe God did point him there.
Maybe there is something to it.
I mean, everything like the lies, the racism that he does, just the mean stuff, and he's still there. But anyways,
it does baffle me how he can be so racist and so like obvious about it, and it like still get away with it, and nobody like even holds him accountable or.
Well, people do hold him accountable, but it's just like, whatever.
It's Trump.
But no. What gets to me is the Latino Trump supporters.
That I don't understand. I don't get.
I almost got a Latino Trump supporter to come to my show, but every time I invite them to talk about it, like, no. You know, on Facebook, they're all like ballsy and stuff. And so. But now they're all scared and stuff. But let's get to some really important stuff, real issues that we have here at the Loma Chronicles. Last week, we got in a big old argument that what's better, pupusas or tacos. And I actually went on Instagram and I actually put a poll out. And
fake poll.
Do you guys want to know the results?
It's all fake. It's rigged.
Yes or no?
Tell us.
Do you want?
Go. Tell us. Just.
All right.
Since you already. Pupusas
and tacos, the poll.
Drum roll.
I believe tacos won over. It wasn't even a competition. It was 38 for tacos and 4 for pupusas.
Well, I guess.
Did you vote? Yeah, you voted, huh?
I did.
Yeah, there's only 2, dude. I apologize.
All right.
I apologize that
one was me and one was my wife.
No, she actually put tacos.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh. That's it.
That's messed up, man. Yeah, I told you tacos. Come on, look. LeBron James even put a video about tacos.
I saw that.
Tacos have a day. Pupusas have no day.
There's a pupusa festival in LA.
Nobody's gonna go. Those 4 people are gonna show up. But I do have to give you a compliment. Yes, your mom's pupusas are good.
Thank you.
Okay, but I'm just saying that society has spoken, and
all right.
Tacos are number 1. Right. Tacos are number 1. Yeah, and don't you have anything else to say?
No, that's it. No, I'm done.
Are you sure?
Yeah, your poll is fake, and
it's not fake.
Pupusas are better. We all know.
No, Anne Marie, what's
Anne Marie said tacos Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and pupusas somewhere in between February and March.
Yeah, see?
Once a year. Okay, whatever.
You know, we're not denying that they're good. They're good, but it's just, just tacos over. They're good. They're delicious. They're cheap. You can get them on the street. What else? You could get whatever flavor you want. Carne asada. There's even vegan tacos.
Vegan tacos?
It's probably gross, but have you tasted vegan tacos?
I don't think I have.
Really?
Yes. There was a vegan taco man, so everything was so good. You didn't
Even the taco man was good.
Well, that's a different.
Yeah, so we took a poll. So yeah, any more polls? You know what? I was getting I was getting harassed by a Trump supporter because they're like, "Hey, how come you always put like Mexican food and all that stuff?" But I'm gonna put another poll for because
this Monday.
For this Monday, I'm gonna put another poll because I can't leave my European Americans out. Right? He was like the whole week. He was just like, "Oh, this and this." All right, fool. So, all right. So, what do you guys like? Okay, I'm gonna put a poll. Tacos or mac and cheese and mayonnaise sandwiches. Go ahead and vote, please, people. Let me know what you guys like.
Mac and cheese and mayonnaise sandwiches.
Yeah, that's what.
That's what the Europeans eat.
No, the European Americans.
Oh, sorry.
Or white people, as we're commonly known.
All right, I vote tacos.
Right, that's what they eat, right?
I don't know. Do I look
Hot-
European?
Boy, you grew up in Rancho, so I'm sure you had a couple, went over your
Yeah.
like,
Mayonnaise sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
That just sounds gross.
hey, you know what? You can't judge other people's culture, all right?
I guess when you're broke.
Yeah, well, tacos for broke people too, right?
Yeah,
that's
$1 tacos.
see, pupusas, they're not for broke people. They're pretty expensive.
Well, when you get quality, you got to pay for it.
So, are you gonna? I want to taste these mayonnaise sandwiches.
I'm gonna go make mayonnaise sandwiches right now.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. So, Paul, this one's for you, all right, buddy?
Make sure you tag Paul in the
I know, man.
in the poll.
He deletes me every time because he's always posting like stuff right about Trump and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, crybabies, bunch of crybabies," and he's always there every crying.
So he's a Trump supporter.
Oh yeah.
Well, bring him on.
He doesn't want to come.
Boo, Paul.
Last time he was gonna come, right, and
I really want to pick his brain
but he didn't want to discuss politics. He told me, "Oh, we can't talk about this. My ladies could be there and all that stuff." So I'm like, wow, this is a white man that doesn't even date white women because he's scared of them.
we can't talk about this, we can't talk about that, but we can talk about mayonnaise sandwiches.
We should do a restaurant, dude. Put mayonnaise sandwiches there. Cater to the European Americans.
There you go.
Anyways, I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail for that.
You probably are.
It's all right. There's no white people. White people don't even watch us and stuff.
Except for your friend Paul. He doesn't watch.
He only watches the. I think he does watch actually. Yeah.
He watches the 1 minute clips.
Yeah, because he's like every time I talk about European Americans, that's what I'm gonna change white people's name, European American. All right, since they want to label everybody.
I think you should try to convince him to come on and tell us why he's a Trump supporter.
It's open. It's open. I want to hear a Trump supporter.
I want to meet this Paul.
What's coming and they lose their business and everything.
He has his own business.
No, but I mean, everybody that especially in California, they're not gonna tolerate this. Yeah. Anyways, So please vote on your what's better, tacos or
mayonnaise sandwich.
Mayonnaise sandwich, mac and cheese
with mac and cheese.
All right. So that was one of the topics that was brought up to my attention. Also, we have Broken news is back, but not today.
Not today. Next week.
Next week.
Take a poll. Take a poll. Do you want broken news back or no?
Did you write any jokes?
No.
No. Yeah, freaking Jose over here is still working.
I'm working on
at
it.
night.
I'm working on bringing the jokes back.
No, he's not. He's gonna leave.
You know what? If you do a poll, and if the poll says yes, then I'll bring it back. If the pollers say no, then it's done. Canceled.
All right. It's canceled. You canceled it yourself.
It's on hiatus.
Hiatus. Oh, you know what? I actually done with school, summer school. I finally.
Did you pass?
I think I did. You know, you kind of know you did, but it's just so you get nervous.
You gotta wait for the results.
Yeah, I also got I'm gonna go ahead and leave this out there. I got tested for you know, you have to
For what?
for
STDs.
the genitalia.
And you're waiting on those results too?
They're fast now, dude.
They're faster than your grades.
Yeah, they take like 24 hours, dude. You know, you just want to make sure everything's cool and stuff. Like, you don't want to. I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to get a cadaver dick. Inside joke. You'll guys find out about that.
Are you clean or are you not clean?
I'm clean, dude.
Okay,
Ain't
good.
nobody so fresh and so clean.
All right.
Yeah, I know.
You're good to go?
I'm good to go.
You're good to start dating?
You know what's crazy? I remember taking back in the day. They used to. They had to like see your penis and stick something in your dick and shit for a checkup, right?
When were you born? I don't remember.
Either that or the VA. That's how they do it too. The veterans.
I think they were just messing with you.
Real checkups.
And so, anyways, so now they just draw blood and everything comes out there. I was like, what? I was already taking off my
You were
pants.
ready to drop your pants. He was getting ready to get swabbed.
I was like, oh, what? I'm like, what are you doing?
I can leave my pants on?
Oh man! But I met the one of the nurses there. She was cute, and you know, it's just so. I don't know about. Have you ever got checked?
Yeah, I have.
I met when was this?
You know what?
You know what?
When my wife and I started dating, she made me take a test.
Another good. That's good. Did you pass?
I passed.
Oh, okay.
I was clean.
All right. Have you got tested, Anne-Marie?
I have.
When was the last time you got checked?
Just before I was diagnosed, actually.
That was the last time?
Mm-hmm.
So recently you haven't...
There ain't been no reason. So, I'm just not even gonna lie.
Wow. We're going to hook you up.
Right.
We're going to hook... Farmers.com.
We've been together 10 years with my wife. I haven't gotten checked since.
Farmers.com. Would you date a white guy, Emery?
Oh. I guess that would depend.
On
the
what?
guy. On the guy.
If he's a farmer or not.
Yeah.
So have you usually just dated African Americans or black?
Non-farmers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're a racist.
No, I dated because I have dated Mexicans before.
And how was that?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Farmers and
They
non-farmers.
really like their tacos.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It was interesting.
Was he good to you, or
Yeah, they're
you're a special breed?
yeah, they really are, and
They are like she's talking to me like I'm not Mexican. Like yeah.
no, I'm including you. They are, but you know the thing is I'm more attracted to black guys because that's what I'm used to. So.
All right, cool. Uh-oh, there goes the black guy. All right. That was okay. So we have a good show for you guys tonight.
Anne Marie is here with her
Anne Marie,
new book. What's the name
with
of
her
the book?
It's a swan story. She's gonna talk about her diagnosis with cancer and how she went through therapy, and her dating rituals, and how come she hasn't got checked.
And
Anyways.
Gabber nipples.
Oh no! We'll talk about that later.
Awkward questions.
And so please stay tuned. We'll be back. Thank you very much. Woo! And welcome back to the Loma Chronicles. Here with special guest Anne Marie,
Hello.
cancer survivor.
Whoop, whoop.
What's
Cheers.
up? What's up? You could find her on farmers.com.
Yeah, we just finished my profile.
Okay. Thank you for coming out. We're gonna talk about your struggle and also her book. Over here, it's flying off the shelves.
Flying.
Not Amazon yet.
Not yet.
She's not.
Getting there. It's close.
She's not. Well, you're gonna put it up there, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. So we'll get to the inappropriate questions later on. So tell me about yourself. Where did you grow up at?
I grew up in Rancho Cucamonga, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is and this is when it was really all Caucasian, though.
Yes, very, very much so. Matter of fact, in my street where I lived, I think I was the only speck there. Around the corner, there was, I think, maybe 2 more families, but it was predominantly, yeah. As a matter of fact, that was the first, because we when I moved out here, I had just started school, so
And that was
it was just all.
was it scary growing up there?
Not for me. I was a kid. What did I know?
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't know any better. It got scary when we moved to this little house in the barrio, and we lived down the street from this, your people gang. That was scary.
I apologize for my people doing that.
Yeah, that was scary. But the fun thing was about that is a little bit down the street from them, there was this Hawaiian family that lived there, and every 6 months, I want to say, they roasted a pig, and in their front yard. And one time the pig got away, and we caught it. So me and my brother got to play with the pig before they feasted on it.
Did you eat it after?
I didn't know. It kind of made me I don't think I want to eat pig ever again.
I seen my people are very they killed, I think it was a cow or a goat, one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Backyard? Oh, nice.
It was an apartment complex, so
Oh.
it was funny. Like all the kids were like, you hear we hear all the freaking I think it was a cow. I don't know what it was. Just scream and stuff.
Oh, you heard it?
Yeah,
Oh.
I know.
Do you still eat cow or?
Or whatever you Latinos eat. Oh yes.
No, because that some people they have, that's like a traumatic thing. So you could have grown up and say, you know what, I'm not eating that. I'm
Yeah.
and
No, maybe if I would have grown up in Rancho, and then if I would have heard that, then I probably would have been a vegan.
oh, if you got to play with the pig before they roasted it.
Or yeah, then
Well, all I can say is that the pig had a good time before he died. And he fed a whole lot of people. So, he did his job,
there you go. He's thinking about going vegan. Did you ever know? Did you ever realize somebody? Did you ever see that? Witness?
No.
What vegan will call it murder?
No. Animal murder? No.
Right.
I think the closest I got was a chicken with his head cut off.
Oh. My grandmother
Running
used to
around.
buy live chickens. And she, back in the day, you could buy the live chickens. And she would, at the kitchen counter, chop the head off. Yeah. I went vegan for 1 year.
How was that?
It was good. It's difficult to be vegan because you have to basically prepare your meals because you can't just go anywhere, But in the hustle and bustle world, it's not that convenient to be vegan. And I actually missed bacon.
Bacon or your friend?
Bacon. I know. It's
Yeah,
it's an
bacon's-
oxymoron. I don't know.
Yeah, bacon is good.
It is.
I cut back on my meat intake. I eat chicken, but I try to cut back on my meat intake, and I feel better.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I felt great, but there was that time, and I have friends who just really didn't understand it, and we're always like, "Don't you want a BLT?" And I'm like, "I do, but not right now," And then I don't know what happened. I ended up having to.
So you relapse. On.
Well, my doctor said it was okay because I wasn't getting enough calories in.
Oh, okay.
Because I wasn't, when you're vegan, you have to eat a certain amount because you have to get your proteins and all of that good stuff. And apparently I was not getting enough of what I needed. So he told me that I needed to add some chicken or some turkey. So
That's why most vegans, they kind of look very, very pale.
some of them do, yeah.
Scary.
But there are some that look very like you can't believe they're a vegan. But you just have to know how to do it and what to do and the right portions and what you need. And I obviously didn't do enough research to get all that. But, maybe I'll do it again one day.
Well, hopefully, for the meantime, you could continue slaughtering pigs.
I didn't personally slaughter them, but,
You didn't? Oh, okay.
that would have been pretty funny. I probably would be a great vegan if I had did that, because then I would never, ever... No.
Yeah. So you grew up in Rancho, right? And I met you at my friend's boxing, mixed millennium. I mean, what is it?
MMA?
MMA.
Mixed martial arts.
Well, it was what was the gym?
Millennium.
Millennium, yeah. Well, I actually know Danny from high school.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, from high school.
I didn't know that you guys went way, way, way back like
Yeah.
that. But I met because my friend Tina started going there. And so I was like, okay, I'll show up and, And I was
It's
like,
okay, you can curse.
yeah, I was like, are you trying to kill me? But I liked it. It was like a rush,
Right.
it was a lot of, and it was mixed. So it wasn't like the boring where you just go to the gym and you're just on the treadmill, but this was like, oh, you're working everything.
Yeah.
And then Danny just had me in stitches the whole time because he's crazy. And then I remember one day he said, "Oh, you're doing your comedy show," and I was like, "This quiet guy who never says anything is this comedy?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's go to the improv." So we went. We had a good time. You were pretty funny.
I think I got kicked out that day.
Not that one.
No, that one?
Not that one. But yeah, I do remember the one you got kicked out of.
At that time, I was, I was drinking really heavily. And I just, I actually don't remember. I just remember waking up and, as an alcoholic, you messed up because everybody looks just like,
Yeah, but at the same time, when you have addictive needs, it's a disease. It's something you need help from, and sometimes it works out, and sometimes sadly it doesn't.
That never works out.
Well, what I mean when I say it works out is when it works out, it's for you get help.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
For some that doesn't work out is because they don't have that in them to either want it, or they don't have anybody in their corners to help them get the help they need.
Yeah, the most difficult thing for me was actually trying to get accepting the help. And I when people kept saying, "Oh, well, you just let people love you,"
Right.
and I was like, "Get away from me from that." But at the time, I lost everything, and so I surrendered, and I was like, "Okay, God, do your thing."
Right, and that's the hardest thing for not just alcoholic, but for anybody. Because even with me, when I was going through the chemo, I drove myself to every chemo session. I did not get help.
Okay, before we get to that, let's talk about that. The reason you're a cancer survivor, and when did you get diagnosed, and when did you find out?
I was diagnosed officially in September of 2012. I should have been diagnosed in December of 2011, but I was stubborn and I didn't go to the doctor, and I kept saying, oh no, it's just calcium. It's just this. That's not what it is. It's not. And I kept putting it off and putting it off. Don't do that. That's my biggest advice that I will tell people. If you think you have something, go get it checked out. Just go get it checked out.
What were the symptoms?
Well, for me, I had a lot of pain in my breast, and then I started feeling lumps. And, you know, they always tell you when you're self-examination, you got to check for the lumps and everything. But I was young meaning I was like in my early 40s, and it didn't run in my family. So there was no need for me to, because it's not something that I carry, you know what I mean? So
you thought.
So I thought, exactly. So I was healthy, you know, otherwise, and I just was like, no, it's just because, you know, I'd started losing a lot of weight, you know, so you think, oh, you're losing all this weight, so of course you're going to feel lumpy, you know, because it's calcium, like you have all this in your body and, you know, everything. So of course all these things go through there, and you're never going to think that it's cancer or it's anything else. But I remember this one time I was like, this is really hard. It felt like a marble, you know, like, I don't know, did you guys play marbles? You know how you had like the little marbles and you had that big marble? Okay, that's what I felt like, the king marble.
The boulder.
Yes. And so I actually went and I was like, Mom, does this feel right? Even though I only felt it in the one, I didn't feel it in the other one. And my mom was like, you need to go to the doctor. And I was like, okay, Mom. And then 2 months later, I go to the doctor for something else. And I remembered at the end, I was like, oh yeah, doctor, I have this. And she's just looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, you waited until the end. This other stuff was not that important. And to me, the other stuff was more important because, you know, again,
this was nothing.
Exactly, because I'm self-diagnosing myself, right? So she tells me she doesn't want to get my hopes up because she's seen it before. And not only that, she found 3 additional lumps, and then she found the same amount on the other side. And she's like, no, you're going today to get a biopsy, to get a mammogram, to get an ultrasound, to get all these things. And I was like, no, I have to go here, you know, because again, I'm still in denial, you know, and that's the thing when you're faced with it, you're like, no, like, I think that if we keep feeling like the more we say no, then the more it's not going to happen. Right. You know, because you're like, no, like if you don't accept it, then it's just not going to happen. It's not real, you know, but you can't do that. So I went, obviously had the mammogram, and the little lady in there, what are you doing? You're supposed to, I mean, she was just, and I was just looking at her like, okay, lady, I'm shocked into this because my doctor told me not to have hope. And when I woke up this morning, my mother was not Polynesian, so stop it. Like, stop yelling at me, you know? So she's
So
like,
you got offended at the doctor?
Well, yeah, because she was the way she was yelling, I was like, okay, I get it. It's serious and you want me to take this serious, but I'm here now. And I've never gone through this before, so what I need now is compassion, and I need, you know, somebody to just say, you know what, we're going to walk you through this. Not tell me, you know, oh, everything's going to be okay, because you don't know. Just say that, hey, we're going to get you through this. Not, why did you come here? Don't, you know, nobody needs that. They're already scared, you know. So then, of course, they're showing me all these masses and, you know, everything. And then when they did the biopsy, I had to wait like 3 whole days for that to come back. And that was like the worst wait ever. Because, you know, I had to continue with life, you know, and then when it came back.
What were your feelings through that wait? Or when did you actually process it and actually...
I don't think that I fully processed it.
Oh, okay.
My feelings were, they were wrong throughout this whole entire thing. Like, when I started, like, and they had to start right away because it was growing very rapidly. It was a very aggressive form of cancer. And I was like, no, 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 it's not, it's not. And every time I said no, it was
It's
like,
calcium.
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, no, it can't be. It can't be.
Damn milk.
Right. I'm like, hello, it's right there in the milk duds. That's what we women do. I'm older. That's, but I think that for me, when I went in and I was doing my first chemo, and I'm in there with other people, who are going through this, and I'm sitting there, and they're like, and I had to go in like the day before and actually get a portal put in so they wouldn't keep sticking me with the needle, because that's not going to be fun. So when they were I had this portal in, and they're coming in, and the first chemo had to take place over 2 days because it was going to be like a 5-hour long drip, because they do it slower so that you can kind of, I guess, so your body kind of gets initiated to it. I don't know.
So chemo is I'm pretty ignorant about that, because in my head, chemo, I usually think about a machine and with X-rays and all that stuff.
No, well, chemo itself is like, it's they put it into you through an IV.
So it's a medication, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. A lot of people call it poison. Doctors don't like it when you call it poison, but it's pretty much killing everything. Not everything,
And hoping
obviously.
your body
Yeah.
generates these.
Right, but it doesn't go to just one cell. Like you think, oh, you have cancer cell. It's just the medicine's not going to go to just that one. It goes to a lot of stuff. Your red blood cells, your white blood cells, like everything. That's why when people are going through cancer, their immunity is so low, because all of that stuff, it's, the chemo's attacking. And depending on how aggressive the form is, depends on the different types of chemo that they use. And, and I remember sitting in there and looking at the other people in there, and they, to me, looked like, it's going to sound crazy, but they looked old. Like, it was old. Like, to me, it was like an old person's disease.
Right.
Because that was how I always associated it with, because I didn't know anybody who had it. And they were all just sitting there, and they just looked like they were waiting to die. And I was like, I have my whole life ahead of me. Like, I'm still single. I'm still beautiful. I'm still, all these things. Like, why is this taking away from me? And then like a couple weeks go by, and I'm still going. And now I have to go and have the double mastectomy. And I was like, oh, it's no problem. I'll get a boob job, and they'll be twice as big, and then they'll be perky, like whatever. Like, you're thinking all these great things, like I'm sure everybody else is thinking that, but it's so much more than that. But when I started like putting my hand through my hair and taking out handfuls of hair, I was like, okay, I need to shave my head. I was more emotional about losing my hair than I was about my breast. And part of that is, like, I don't know if you read the Bible, if you're in there, but a woman's hair is her crown of glory. Now I've lost that. So that was that's what kicked me off of the pedestal that I put myself on, and what really started, sank in that, oh, this is serious.
Real.
Yeah. Like, this is like no joke, and
From the point you got diagnosed and found out to that point, how long did it take?
Let's see, I was diagnosed in September. I had my double mastectomy in May, and I had shaved my hair, I think, in April.
Okay.
So September to April.
It was like
Now, there's a whole lot, like, because I'm just weak, like all of the effects. The thing with chemo, most people, when they go through it, they get nauseous, all the time, and they want to sleep, and they're drowsy, and they're this. I never got nauseous, thank God, because I hear is the worst. But I had all of the rare side effects, all the side effects that are like, they say 1 in 50 people get. So I got vertigo, really bad. I got really bad, like, acid reflux, but it was like a double-sided, so where I couldn't even swallow my own saliva. I chemo made me kind of anorexic because I didn't want to eat, because I didn't want to have the acid, reflux. I couldn't I was weak. Like my muscles would just like cramp up, which sometimes they still do from the side effects, even though it's been...
Even to today?
It's well, they say it's going to stay in my system for a few years. So I'm hoping that...
And this is a chemo? Or
it's the chemo.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, so there'd be times where I'd be just sitting, just talking like normal, like how we are now. And then the next thing you know, I'd just be so hot, and then everything just kind of flushed out of me. Like I had no energy. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. And, it was just, I was exerting too much energy just from sitting, just from walking, just from...
So you didn't feel sick or none of that before that? The chemo is what actually makes you sick. And
correct.
So what happens to your job, like in everything?
Well, luckily I have a good job where I had to take a leave of absence because they took me off work for a year.
Oh, wow.
So I had to take a year off of work, obviously, and I had to take a leave of absence from my job so that they would hold my position. Some jobs you don't get that. But the other thing is I had it's like Affleck, so if you're like injured, they'll still, pay you a certain amount so your bills get paid. So luckily I still had that because, when you're off for that long, you have to start paying out for your medical and all of that. But so I had that at least, and I didn't have to, because there are some people who don't have that option. But there's places like American Cancer Society, which I recommend, and they're really, really good because they reached out to me and they were like, hey, you need to register. Well, I don't know if they reached out to me or if the Women's Center at the hospital told me to fill out all this paperwork, because what they do is they send you all these resources. And they said, hey, if you need gas money, fill out this. We'll send you the money so you can get the gas so you can get to your chemo. Or they would pay for an Uber or pay, somebody else's gas, whatever it is that you needed.
So there are resources available.
Yes, there's a lot of resources. I chose not to use them because it's first come, first serve. And I just felt like I'm going to leave it for somebody else who needs it more than me. Because at the end of the day, I knew if I really asked, and it goes back to the getting help, I probably could have got it from, some friends or my family.
So through this whole time, who was your support system or loved ones who was there? And
my parents were there. My cousins. I had a really, really one of my best friends from 6th grade. She was there, and when I first started going to the doctor, I was just like, you're like a deer in headlights because they're giving you so much information. And I asked her, I said, can you just go with me? Here's a notebook, here's a pen. Just ask him whatever questions you want. I don't even care if you ask if the sky is blue today. Just whatever questions you ask, write down your question, write down his answer. Because I knew I wasn't going to retain anything. And I know there's people asking, well, what did the doctor say? What's this? And, when you're going through it and you're just still trying to digest everything, you're just like, hi, So that's what she did, which I think helped because every time my mom or somebody asked a question, I would basically just hand them a notebook. I still have not opened that notebook. It's sitting in my closet. And I ran across it not too long ago. And I was going to pick it up and be like, oh, I'm going to pick it up and open it up and read. And I couldn't do it. And I'm not sure if it's just because I don't want to, because now that I'm, I don't want to say done, because I don't think you're ever fully done, because it's something that you're going to have to always, be screened for, or, just always keep that in there. So you always. So I don't know that I want to. So
through that whole time, your emotions, I'm assuming they're up and down. And
oh, yeah. It's a roller coaster. There are days where I wake up and I feel really, really good, and I'm uplifted, and I feel like, great, like, let's go take on the world, like, okay, I'm having a great day, and then I'll be having that great day and I'll be sitting there and a Kleenex commercial will come on or a Folgers commercial and I'll be like bawling. And that's not me. I'm not a crier. But those commercials.
Wait, you mean you're human?
I know. And I would be just sitting there crying. Okay, I cried at a pizza commercial.
That is something to cry about. Sometimes it makes you cry.
I mean, I think it was, which one was it? The guy was driving, he's delivering the pizza, and he went over a stupid speed bump, and the pizza in the back seat's going over, and I'm like, that pizza's ruined. I was in tears, and like, why am I in tears over a pizza? That's not even mine. So yeah, it's just the craziest things.
So were you? I saw this documentary on HBO, and I think one of the lady, it was a lady, she was going through the same issues, but she was really late stage, and she said one of her friends, or they haven't seen her in a long time, she lost a lot of weight, and her friend asked her, "Oh my God, what are you? What diet are you on? You look great." It's like, yes, bitch, I have cancer, that's...
Yeah, I've had that. Somebody said that to me, similar thing. They said, oh my gosh, you've lost a lot of weight. Because I did. I lost over 100 pounds. And they're like, what have you done? And I said, oh, chemotherapy. And it's like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, I cut my hair all off, just not for fashion. Like I have a nice bald head. I have a shape for it, thank goodness. But I wouldn't have just woke up and just shaved my head. It's not. And I did have somebody stop me in a store to ask me, did you shave your head for fashion or, is there something going on? Right. And I'm like, first of all, you don't just go into a stranger and just be like, is this a fashion thing? You know what I mean? Like, who does that?
He's like, yeah, it's fashion week and chemotherapy.
Exactly. I was like, yeah, it's like going through chemo, and chemo decided that I didn't need any hair, so.
You should go.
Right, and.
You should look into it.
Exactly. And it's been so 2 years since they told me I was cancer free.
All right.
And about 2 years also since my last chemo, and my hair still ain't come back. So I guess now it is fashion. Who knew?
Boy, it looks great.
Well, thank you. I feel great. I really do. There still are those times where this whole side is still kind of numb. This was the worst side. But we're getting through.
What would you somebody that's going through that, what would you recommend them doing, and as far as coping with it?
I would journaling. Definitely get a mantra if you're into that. Just focus on the positive things that are in your life. And I would say that to anybody not going through it, because look at the world that we're in. But when you're going through that, it's very, very difficult to find positive, because you're going through, your body image is changing,
right,
and your mortality is on the line, literally, and you don't know where you're going to end up. So the one thing that I would say, because when you're going through it, there's a lot of people coming up to you and saying, oh, my mama did this, or somebody did, and they don't know. Or they're saying, well, it's just your boobs, and you have your life. And some people, to them, their boobs were their life. So you don't want to just open your mouth and let the gutter come out. So for the person who's going through it, they're going to need to hold on to their positives.
Oh, okay.
And because getting it from somebody else who's not going through it is not always going to understand. And everybody who is going through it aren't going through it the same as you're going through it.
Right.
So their understandings are going to be a little different, but they're still in the fight with you. So you need to hold on to what's positive in your life. Because the things that's positive in my life may not be positive to somebody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you kind of have to do that. And every day, it's going to be something different.
Okay. Wow. So, you know, before we started the interview, we talked about the inappropriate questions.
Yes.
And what was the most inappropriate question somebody?
They asked if, okay, so this came after I had my reconstructive surgery. And they asked if I had cadaver nipples.
Cadaver?
Cadaver nipples, yes. And I was like, what? Like from a dead body, like nipples? I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, it's a Trump supporter. That was a Trump supporter right there.
I'd almost wanted
So is this a fashion thing, or are those just
right?
nipples?
Exactly. And I'm like, first of all, I don't even have nipples right now, but I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, why in the hell would I want cadaver nipples?
Did you ever even thought about like, you know what, maybe?
No. Like, it's not like somebody's giving me their heart, you know, or their organ.
Well, I mean, I'm sure like a lot of men, if they, you know, get their wiener, you know, slashed.
You want a cadaver nipple?
Yeah.
So let me tell you. So like, if you're dating this girl and she busts out with, "Oh, I've got cadaver nipples," is that an immediate turn on for you? Is that what you want?
No, because I'm a freak.
Because you're free. So you like that, huh?
Well, of course, if she does it, you know, if she had, you know, went through something like that, but I was just like, you know what, I have cadaver nipples.
But what if she didn't go through something like that? What if she just said,
She
you
just
know,
wanted cadaver nipples.
she was like, you know what, my nipples weren't like, you know,
I'll be like,
robust enough, and I wanted to get, you know, because everybody, they want to enhance their breasts,
right.
or, you know, get butt implants or whatever. What if she just said, hey, you know, I went and I got me some cadaver nipples?
I would be like, you know what, that is disgusting, but let me see. That is disgusting, but let me see.
Right? But hey, bust that out. Let me see how good they look.
Let me see.
Yeah, no, I'm not down for cadaver nipples.
I'll be like,
It's just
hey, it
not
looks
my
good.
thing.
I mean, I knew if I had a cadaver penis, I'll be showing it off like, hey.
Right. But see, that's the differences between men and women. I'm just saying, because if you came at me and said, "Hey, baby, I got a cadaver dick right now," I'd be like,
Well, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm gonna say that like out of the blue. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I gotta tell you something.
would you wait until after the job was done, or would you do it before and give
I
her
don't
the
know
choice?
in what context cadaver nipples or cadaver penises
Right.
come up.
Exactly. Like, at what point did you tell them that, oh, by the way, these are cadaver nipples? I mean, you know, do you
I
wait
think
till the lights
after-
are off, or
I think after the second kiss.
the second kiss? Okay?
Yeah, if it's a second kiss is with tongue, then yeah, you have to tell them.
Oh, I see. All right.
It's like, hey, you know what? I like you, but I have to tell you something.
Wow. Okay.
You're married. No.
Oh, so okay, I get it. So
You know, you're gay. No.
so first kiss is, oh, okay. Now we're leading up to it. Second kiss, all about tongues. Like, all right, now I got to tell you. I got you roped in. Now, guess what? Give me your hand. Let me feel that. That's a nice little cadaver nipple for you.
I'll be like,
Waiting on you.
I don't think
I think it'll taste the same. It's not gonna.
Wow, you think they taste the same? I'm not,
Well, yeah.
I mean, they probably do.
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah.
Put a little lotion
I mean,
on
if
there.
you got.
Now you're curious about the
I
cadaver
can,
nipples.
honestly,
aren't
I can honestly say I've never heard the term cadaver nipples until
Right.
today.
I don't think I've ever used it so much, but you know,
conversation.
right? This is
You
not.
should, give cadaver nipples for Halloween. There you
Yeah.
go.
Hashtag cadaver nipples.
Right. You know what? That's going to be the new thing. I think I'm going to start a YouTube channel, and it's just going to be called Cadaver Nipples.
I would donate my nipples though, if,
Would you?
if need be.
Let me see. Let me see your nipples. Let me see if they're donatable.
Right? Now, I'm wondering, would the nipple come with the areola, or would we still need to tattoo the areola?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Right. I don't mean, and would they even last? Because, I mean, it's a living thing, right? So they'd have.
Well, it's kind of like a heart. Like either your body accepts
A
it,
nipple transplant.
Right, but how long are they going to keep the nipple like alive?
well, I think as long as it has a good color.
Right. I mean, and does that have to have be on a list, or
A
can
waiting list.
Or,
No, because people are dying all the time. Like, oh, this food, this lady got shot on drive-by.
No, but if you're donating your nipples.
Right, but I mean, do I go with
Well, yeah,
do I go with a white woman's nipple? I mean, that would be kind of Asians have nice nipples.
Who?
Maybe I'll go with an Asian nipple.
Yeah, but they have no breast.
I think there's
All I'm taking is their nipple. I already have the breast. I just need the nipple.
Yeah, but then they look like.
I think there's an untapped nipple market.
I think so. I think we might have just found our niche.
Screw that! I will put 3 nipples better.
Right. Look, you know what? I'm in
Total Recall.
When your
Total
viewers,
Recall.
Right? When your viewers come on, watch, they're going to be like, "Can we have some more cadaver nipper talks?" I'm just saying, and I think that you should bring me back, and that's all we should talk about.
Yes, because
You're tongue-tied about it, right?
now I'm still thinking about if my penis gets, would I get a cadaver
Wow.
penis?
Of course you are.
Will I get an Asian? Asian?
Oh.
No, it's not gonna be Asian.
Maybe you can just get some cadaver balls, and just be like, I got some real big huevos for you.
But that's if I lose them.
Well, sometimes you just need to grow a pair.
No, they're
Just
big.
get you some cadaver ones.
Okay, you went too far now.
That's how I felt.
I'm offended.
Oh,
Okay, we can talk about nipples and all that stuff, but dead balls,
You've taken it
that's
too
too much.
far.
But they're
You've
not
taken it too
dead.
far.
What's that?
Because they're not dead because remember, just as
Or
you said,
if I lose
they
them,
harvest them. They harvested them. But now you're going to get cadaver ones, and you get bigger, better ones. And they would just nest.
no, it depends if they're young too. Like if they're young balls, then
Then
okay,
you're
you
gonna
know
go for
what?
it?
But that's if I get it. If I have to cut them off, whatever, then then I'm like, oh yeah, give me some young balls, please. I don't
You
want.
want some young balls, right?
Yeah, not when.
This is a very weird, interesting
This took
conversation.
a weird turn.
Right, but I mean, I'm getting to know all the ins and outs of you, so it's kind of.
No, there's a lot of.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're thinking about it.
I mean,
That's the
if
thing.
you think about it, like, okay, if it happens, if the offer's there. Like, I mean, if the market's there, I'm sure there'll be some
Right.
coupons on group.
I think Groupon. When a Groupon.
I got my coupon here with for.
Get a few friends together.
Exactly, right? We'll make a party out of it. That's hilarious.
Oh my god, yeah, we took it too far.
You took it somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, but it's good. It's funny. So, any advice? Did I already say the advice? I did. Oh, I apologize. I'm sorry. I was still thinking about the young balls.
Any advice for that? No, I haven't. That's a whole new ball game.
Well, I'm very happy you came in here, and I'm very happy that you shared your story.
Thank you.
A lot of-
I came too.
A lot of you'll help a lot of people, and you have a good story to tell.
Thank you.
Okay, and next time when we talk about cadaver nipples, I'm gonna read the whole book. All right.
All right.
Where can people find the book?
So right now you can call me. You could go to my my Instagram, or
What's your Instagram?
it's a really good question. I knew you were going to ask me that. It's Nubian Goddess 3.
Damn.
Actually, it's Nubian 3 Goddess.
You have to get a Nubian Goddess 3?
Nubian 3 Goddess, yeah.
Nubian. All right, cool.
So it's Nubian, the number 3, and then Goddess, because that's me.
Damn.
People can private message you and order the book.
Yes, they can, or they can just email me at 3swanlake@gmail.com.
Nice.
And I can get the copy to them. It's $20 for a copy, and that's how they can get it. I will be having it on Amazon soon.
So follow your IG and stay
Yes.
up to date.
When you have it on Amazon, come do the show again,
Okay, I will.
and then
Count on it.
and have your website cadavernipples.com.
Yes, my YouTube. I'm telling you, it's all going to be about the YouTube, and that's all we're going to talk about. I want your thoughts on cadaver nipples.
Cadaver nipples in cancer fashion.
Right, exactly.
Cancer fashion.
Where do you stand?
Where do you stand on your fashion?
Exactly. It's all about that.
I bet you somebody's thinking about you know what? There is a market there.
There is. Watch, and we're going to start it right here, and
That's
we're going to blow up.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll call it we'll think of a name
Okay.
for swan. We'll call it swan nipples or
Swan nipples. Cadaver nipples work.
yeah, but people are gonna get freaked out. Be like, oh my god.
Okay, how about the sea nipples?
But then people will be like, oh, those are crips. And
All right, we'll think of something. We'll think of something good. Right? Come grab your balls. That one was for you.
I'll make sure I'll get that website.
All right.
Cadaver balls.
Right? We're going to have that patented right now.
My official song is gonna be like, it ain't no fun. No, all right.
Can you get them balls?
There you go. See.
I'll just run with it.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So once you you get on Amazon, we'll come back and we'll do a official launch.
We'll do. We'll
Cool.
do. And I will let you know for sure. Thank you for
Thank
having
you very
me.
much.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
This was a lot of fun. So
All right, we'll be back with the Carlos Loma Chronicles. Woo!